Year. Happy New Year still in order because it's January. And I'm super excited because I am going to do a quick video today that I've wanted to do ever since I've had the thought to be on YouTube, which is a what's in my bag video. You guys remember those. But I want to have a little twist on it, not just what's in my bag, but what I'm reading now connected to what's in my bag. Because usually I have a book with me all the time. I'm a complete bag lady. I love handbags. I love all kinds of little tchotchkes and things in my handbags that I want to tell you about. But I also love to read. I love to read books. I love to reread books. And I want to share with you the books that I'm reading that are making my life better. And hopefully I'll be able to do this on a regular basis so that I can give you guys great book recommendations along with great bag recommendations and also recommendations for other like products and things that I'm keeping in my bag to make my life a little bit better. So let's get started. I'm excited to start off my video series about what's in my bag and what I'm reading currently with one of my favorite handbags of all time. It is the Louis Vuitton Manhattan, and this is a vintage handbag. This is one that I actually bought pre-loved, but I absolutely adore this handbag. Louis Vuitton actually released a newer, updated version of this. This is the original that was designed by Marc Jacobs, as you can tell from his signature hardware that's here. But I just love that. I love Marc Jacobs as a designer. I love what he did while he was at Louis Vuitton. It was re-released, as I said, and I had a chance to review it in a blog that I did of luxury good items called Luxury Thesis that I did for Kofi's celebrity media publication, which is an online magazine. I had so much fun reviewing amazing luxury products, things that I really love, but I just really want to get into what I love about this bag. It is a substantial bag. It's a bag of great significant size. It's not as big as my Neverfull. That is, you know, really never full. It is a huge bag that holds so many different things. This one though is also a big bag that holds quite a bit, but it's just that little bit smaller. I also feel like this plays really well for different kinds of meetings, you know, where I don't want to have quite as big of a bag, especially if I'm meeting someone like, let's say at a coffee house or something like that, where, you know, sometimes there's not enough space. This is a bag that carries quite a bit, it holds quite a bit, you'll see when I open it up, but it doesn't take up the same amount of space as the Neverfull, so that's what I really like about it. Okay, so just looking at the features of this bag, what I really love, as I mentioned before, it's got these two great front pouches that you can just put things in there, you can slip things in there. On the back, it's got this beautiful design. It just has this a belt that kind of goes around the top of it to add extra security and just add a bit of like fashion and style. Sometimes it's a little hectic opening and closing the belt, but ultimately I do like it because it helps it keep a good form. It's a good stiff bag. I've got a lot of stuff in there, so it is heavy. So that's one caveat. So I'm just gonna open it up as I usually do, which, you know, I undo the belt, open it up, zip it free, and you will start to see there's all kinds of stuff in here, all kinds of stuff that actually fits in here. And I even have a bag organizer. The first few things that you'll find on top of this handbag, most handbags, any handbag, first thing is a scarf. Yes, a scarf. You know, I have a pretty demanding schedule, so I have to be really careful about protecting my health. And my manicurist actually was the one, he suggested to me that I try to wear a scarf as frequently as possible. He's like, in the fall, in the spring, you know, pretty much anytime there's like a little bit of a nip in the air, he advised that I keep my throat covered. And I do think that it's one of the things that makes a big difference for me. So I usually try to have a scarf that I just toss in my bag. So that way when it turns evening, especially, you know how the weather changes here in California, it starts off as a totally warm, beautiful day. Well, actually it kind of starts kind of cool. We live by the coast. It starts cool, it peaks in the middle of the day, it's hot, and then it kind of cools down again. So I just like to have a scarf with me so that it's kind of like layering, but not so many layers, just basic scarf. And so this is a scarf that I love that I got at Gucci, so that's the first thing that you'll see at the top of my bag usually. Okay, the next thing that you're gonna find, a pair of sunglasses. I love to wear sunglasses. I have many different pairs of sunglasses. These are, as you can see, it's a well-loved case. Tried and true. I bought these for myself for my birthday, I think when I turned third. I've had these for a very, very, very long time. They've held up amazingly well. I love it because they cover much of my face. They are pretty glam. They're pretty robust and resilient. They've got the tortoise shell, which is kind of like brown girl nude, actually. So I just love these. Like I said, have these or some other pair of sunglasses usually thrown right in the top of my bag. So the first big thing that you'll find in my handbag that I want to go ahead and take out is a big, huge planner. I don't know if you guys can see this that well, but this is an amazing day planner that I just got. I usually am always carrying a planner with me. At a minimum, I try to keep a notebook in my bag, but a planner where I keep my schedule. I actually like to write my schedule out by hand. And along with that, you'll see, which is really funny, I just have this little 5-star pencil case, like it's high school or something. But it's got pencils, it's got pens, and it's got correction tape. And the reason why I try to keep these two things, especially if I'm carrying a big handbag, is because I've talked about this many, many different times. I like to add things to my calendar in real time, but I also like to color code my calendar according to what the activity pertains to. So for example, things that have to do with my professional development are in a certain color, things that have to do with my personal development are in a certain color, date nights are kept in a certain color, activities with the kids are kept in a certain color. So that way I can look at my week or look at my month at a glance and see where my time is being invested. And I can also see what colors I'm light on. And this is just a tool that I've implemented to help me keep balance in my life. It's something that you can do on your phone system. I do have an iPhone. I also have Google Calendar. I know you can color code. I just think that it's a little bit simpler for me, and I think I internalize it a little bit when I see it written out. And I also still use my phone calendar, so that's a separate issue, but I love to have my planner with me so I can, like I said, in real time, add things to my calendar, check my calendar when people ask about my time, and also add things to my to-do list as they come up. There's also a notes section so that I keep ideas for things that I have, projects that I have going on together in those notes. So these are kind of bulky and heavy items that I do try to keep in most of my handbags. You'll see over and over again, but I think this is something that's really important when it comes to organizing my life. It's just kind of more philosophical, what I believe in keeping with me and how I'm maintaining balance. So first couple things that you'll see. Okay, so the next thing that you're gonna find in this bag is a bag organizer. And this is just a basic bag organizer that I got on Amazon. It is interchangeable with several other bags, so that's one thing that I like. So I can just pull it out of this bag and move on to the next one. I change my bags very frequently because I do have many different handbags. I like to coordinate my handbag usually with what it is that I'm wearing. And if you do change your bag very often, I do recommend getting keep-alls or bag organizers so that you can move seamlessly from one bag to the next. On the outside of my bag organizer, you are just going to find a little scented satchel. So this is just something that smells nice and I like it. So I love to have a little scented satchel, and this is just a basic one that you can pick up at Home Goods. It's really small. You just slip it into your bag, so that way when you open your bag, it smells kind of lovely and fresh and dainty and nice. So that's what you'll find on the outside of my bag organizer. On the outside, I also like to keep cards. I have card cases. Sometimes I use card cases, sometimes I don't, but these are just cards for our nonprofit foundation. I have personal cards, but I think that this is kind of the most important thing to me, so that if I encounter anybody who might be interested in the programs or projects that we support or the fundraising initiatives that we do, I can just pass them a card. Our nonprofit is the Narte Sports Foundation. We raise money so that underserved kids can get access to sports. We have fundraising events, fundraising galas. I will put a link to the website below so that you can find out more information if that's something that interests you. As you may or may not know, I used to be a professional athlete. I played in the Women's World Cup a really long time ago. My husband also was a competitive athlete. He played at Berkeley. He was drafted to an NFL team. So Sports have been a big part of our lives. I think it's one of the things that's a key to our personal and professional success. So I'm really passionate about giving other children an opportunity to play sports, because I think it just is a silver bullet strategy, and that it cuts across physical and mental health issues, that it gives kids a safe outlet. It literally keeps them off the street. And then there's so many soft skills that you learn, critical but nebulous skills like leadership, teamwork, discipline. So big into that. I could talk about that all day. Another thing that I usually keep is a pen, and this happens to be a branded pen for my social justice project, Race, Class, and Parenting, which I will also talk more about in the future. But that is just a marketplace of ideas that I created for women who are raising children, who are passionate about trying to incorporate a social justice perspective into their parenting approach. So I have got a pen there too. And those are just the things that I have on the outside. So that way I can quickly reach in and grab if I meet somebody for related to the foundation, or if I need to jot something down, add something maybe to this card. So that's on the outside. Then when it comes to the inside, you'll see I've got 3 staples. Hand lotion. I am constantly in need of hand lotion. We live in Southern California. It's extremely dry. The hand lotion that I have, it is the Wish Lavender Body Butter. It smells great. It works great. I'm really particular when it comes to my hand creams, because a lot of hand lotions are just not rich enough for me. I like a really creamy feel on my hands, so I wanted to recommend that. Hand sanitizer, another one. I've got 2 children, so we always can use hand sanitizer. Third thing I try to keep is sunblock, because again, it's Southern California, and surprise, surprise, why people do need to wear sunblock. My dad was actually once sunburned, and my dad is from Equatorial Africa. He is from the equator, literally, and his skin was peeling, and ever since that time, I have seen fit to apply sunblock. So yes, that's usually in my bag. Another thing that you'll find on the other side is like the snack side. I'm trying to keep a bar. I'm really busy, so I'm not always really disciplined when it comes to eating, but I think if I keep a little bar with me, and this is a Kind bar with dark chocolate mocha almond, so that's nice. Good little pick-me-up if I need it. Also have wet wipes. Again, these are so useful in so many different ways. I have 2 small kids, so it's good to have a wet wipe. And then here's something that I just started keeping recently. Very excited about this. A metal straw. Yes. And it comes also with a little cleaning tool so that you can clean it through when you're done, to make sure that there's not like a bunch of grimy stuff in there. But this is fantastic because in Southern California, environmentalists like myself, yes, I actually studied environmental biology as an undergraduate, and I did an interdisciplinary climate change degree, both at Columbia University, so I am a bit into environmental science. We've decided that plastics are a significant pollutant, and we've developed a policy to minimize plastic consumption, which is to, for the most part, ban straws, and now use paper straws. I love the earth, I love the environment. I do not love a paper straw. Pretty much disintegrates into your drink about a quarter to a third of the way through the drink. So what's really nice is I actually didn't purchase this at some of the events that I've gone to with my husband Kofi. I've actually gotten a few in gift bags. They're fabulous. I am keeping them in my bag, so that way when I'm out trying to have like an iced tea, especially if you have a large beverage, it just doesn't really work to have that paper straw. So keeping my metal straw. All right. The next thing you'll find is basically a little catch-all bag. This is something that I keep in my bag as well. Oftentimes, I just keep my license and my card on the back of my phone, so I don't always carry a proper wallet. sometimes in some of my handbags, you'll see I have a second little catch-all that is really for cards, for gift cards, other things that I might be carrying, receipts that I keep. But this is just an interchangeable one. I actually buy them frequently, and I try to stock them with the same things and just have them so that I can toss them into different bags when I'm going place to place, changing bags. Beautiful bag, the leather is lovely. And this one is actually really special to me because it is actually designed by Babak Vasuhi, which is the designer that a lot of people don't know about in the United States, international, but also the husband of a dear friend of mine, Gloria. And her daughters are just really beautiful and really sweet. And one of them in particular was friends with my daughter. Neely was friends with my daughter Liya. So I really love using this bag because it reminds me of my friend Gloria, in addition to being really functional and carrying the things that I need. Obviously there are lady products in the bag, so that's just in case of anything. I usually keep a nail file or two. I love to have my nails done. I often break my nails. I am a soccer coach, so I am rough and tumble on my nails. I actually also do a lot of crafting. I do a lot of crafting with my kids. Sometimes I break my nails. I do a lot of playing around with my kids. Sometimes I break my nails. I do a lot of just miscellaneous things in the house. Sometimes I break my nails. So I usually keep a nail file. I don't usually do my own nails at home, but I keep a nail file so that when I do break my nail, I can kind of do some 911 maintenance on it until I can get it repaired. Related to the nails also, just a little nail clipper. Another thing you'll find is a compact mirror. So that way I can check and see what's going on, if I have anything in my teeth. What else I have in here? Dental floss picks. I usually just buy a big bag and then keep a small amount in a Ziploc baggie. I think it's also just great to carry a Ziploc baggie in your purse somewhere because you just never know when you might feel like I'm a little bit MacGyver-ish maybe. I'm like always keeping little things that I think are gonna help me, I don't know, solve a mystery or solve a crime or something. I've got just a wet nap, which is a little bit redundant to my antibacterial wipes. That's okay. I like to keep cash in here because I usually don't pay for things with cash. I usually use my card. I've got a great app called Self-Employed, I think powered by QuickBooks. Don't quote me on that. But it kind of links to my bank account so that way I can do a great job of tracking where I'm spending my money. But I do need to keep cash for different things that go on, especially with my kids. There are pizza sales every Friday at our school that are a fundraiser. And there's also a bake sale every Friday and it requires cash. So I try to remember to keep some cash for them in particular. And then, you know, you just never know on the go when you might need cash. There's that. A chapstick, Carmex, tried and true, trusted, nothing special there. A small perfume. Let's see. And it's funny because the name is actually rubbing off, but, oh, this is, this is Someday by Justin Bieber. So, not bad, actually, not bad. I have the Justin Bieber perfume. I usually, whatever I get, that's a sample, I just toss it in there because usually no matter what it is, it smells better than whatever I might need to mask at the time. Body odor. Black eyeliner pencil, just whatever is available at the drugstore. I'm not super particular when it comes to eyeliner pencil. I actually have two. Lipstick today in the color Satin, but I usually keep many different colors. I experiment with a lot of different lip colors. This lipstick, which if you look at it, it's from a collection, an exclusive collection that was done by L'Oreal for Liya Kebede. And Liya Kebede is actually the person that my daughter Liya was named after. She's an amazingly beautiful model from East Africa who's also a fantastic humanitarian and a mother. And I just thought she was an inspiring individual. And so I also like the name Liya, which meant God's gift. So I decided to name my daughter after her. I love that they have this collection because I have many of the lipsticks. They have Liya's Nude, this is a beautiful color. They also have Liya's Pink and Liya's Red, and I have multiple of all the colors, and I like to keep them, not just to use them, but also because they remind me of my girl. What's also hilarious is I almost always have this Wet n Wild 549B. It's called That's My Jam, and literally this is my jam. I have been using this lip gloss in whatever form was available probably since 1999. So I just usually throw this lip gloss on top of whatever lipstick that I'm wearing, and it just, I feel like, translates all of the lip colors into the color that's right for me. So I always have that. Oh, okay, one other thing that's just dropped in here that I should mention is my inhaler, because I use that for exercise. I don't usually have emergency situations for rescue, but I just want to mention that because I am managing, that as a chronic illness, and I think it's good to just be forthright and open about what's going on with ourselves so that we have compassion and greater understanding for each other. Final thing that you'll find in here is just a random and miscellaneous toy. So I've got my 10-year-old daughter, Liya, but I also have my 7-year-old son, Lincoln, and a lot of times he just needs something to do. So, and even Liya sometimes, if I'm going somewhere and I have to, we have to wait, it's just good to have a little something in my bag that can pop up and be like a surprise, exciting toy or something for him to play with. And let me put all of these things back in here, and I'm going to get to the book recommendation. Finally, in my little organizer here, you'll find a book, and it is The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo. So this is a book that I have read before, actually a couple times, but as I mentioned, I like to read books. I like to reread books because for a couple different reasons. I think a lot of the major themes that are in the books are good to kind of reintroduce into your life at different points. And I think that as you move through different stages of life, you'll find different things that are significant to you in that book. So I think that when you find a book that's really, really great and it's full of a lot of important philosophies, it's good to reread those books at different times. And this is a book that I have recommended for many years to many different people. I recommended to the race, class, and parenting community. It's more than decluttering. Something that Marie Kondo emphasizes in this book is that people cannot change their habits without first changing their way of thinking. And even though, again, this is a book about cleaning up and it's literally about like how to fold your socks, I just think that this is such amazing insight. And I like the idea that, this kind of deep, rich, important, significant philosophy is connected to the minutia and the details of our everyday life. This is something that I really love, I feel like, about Japanese culture in general. I've had a good amount of exposure to Japanese culture. In some other blog post, I'll talk about that, but my parents did host several different exchange students from Japan. So I have this just interesting, random and unique connection to Japanese culture, and one thing that I really respect and value and appreciate is just the way that philosophy, life philosophy, worldview translates through so much of the way people live their lives on a daily basis. And that's something that I think comes across in this book. In general, I am a big proponent of adopting a global perspective. I think one of the most important things about life is knowing how to know things. And I think that one of the ways that we know how to know is through engaging with other people, keeping an open mind, exposing ourselves to different cultures and to people who have grown up in different ways from us, people who have had different kinds of experiences from us. So that's one thing that I love about this book too, is because it's written by a woman that on some levels there are some similarities. She is a wife and she is a mother and she's a businesswoman, but she, has lived across the world. And it's fascinating to see what perspectives we share, but also what insight I can learn from a person like that. Another reason why I had brought this book to the race, class, and parenting community is because it is a community that's primarily comprised of affluent women who are raising their children in Southern California. And one of the issues beyond, kind of the standard social justice issues that are connected to things like race or religion has to do with privilege and consumerism. And so I think that this book is really powerful in that it forces us to kind of confront our motivations and our inclinations when it comes to consumerism. Living life with intention is the foundation of parenting from a social justice perspective. Living life with intention is the foundation of, any kind of entrepreneurial pursuit. So I really like that. Another theme of this book is just being really intentional. And she actually describes, the intention that's embedded in her day from when she wakes up to when she goes to sleep. And it's something that I aspire to. I feel like I've made a lot of progress in this area of my life, but it's something that I aspire to, and I advise that you take a look at. Another thing that's really interesting about Marie Kondo's book is the central tenet of her book is that you should only keep things in your home that spark joy. So as you look around your home, you should be interacting with things that are evoking a joyful emotion, and you shouldn't keep things for other reasons because of guilt or just because of apathy or convenience. And so sparking joy is something that I think is really important also when it comes to having a social justice perspective, because for people who are raising children that are racial or ethnic minorities, or people that are minorities because of their religion or other kinds of circumstances, or if you're raising a child that has special needs, or any other kinds of vulnerabilities that you might be dealing with your child, it really is interesting to think about your home as being an emotional safe space, and the things in your home is contributing to or detracting from that emotional safe space. We all go out into the world as women, as mothers, as business people. There's a lot of vulnerability putting yourself out there. So you want to be able to come home to a place where you feel affirmed and you feel reassured, and you only achieve that, I think, through the process of implementing what Marie Kondo is talking about, and only keeping the things that spark joy, that are moving you towards a more joyful emotional state. Okay, and finally, as I mentioned before, Marie Kondo is just an amazing mompreneur. So I think, if anything, it's amazing to support another woman who is doing something on a global scale, who's kind of started this business and taken it worldwide. So that's another reason why I would say go ahead and purchase the book and read it. I found it at Costco for $9.99, and I feel like it's the best $9.99 I've spent on a book, to be honest. And it's something, like I said, that I reread every year as I'm starting the year, as I'm undecorating, as I'm cleaning out, decluttering, and getting rid of things. I want to always refresh in my mind what are the principles that I'm using so that I can even be really intentional when it comes to the clean out. So that's a book that you will find in my bag this month. So let me slide it back in there. Thanks so much for watching this. I hope it has been fun and informative, and you see the balance of the things that I have in my bag that are, for my own enjoyment, for fun, but also to kind of enrich myself in different ways. I'd love to hear what book recommendations you have for me, something else that I can slip into my bag. Okay, so I've got a bonus video for you guys connected to my What's in My Bag and What I'm Reading Now video. My daughter Liya is here. Hi, Liya.
Hi.
And Liya is also going to do a What's in My Bag connected to what she's reading now. So if you have a daughter, or if you have a young woman in your life that you would like to share this part of the video with, please do so. All right.
Alright, hi everyone, my name is Liya, and I am going to be doing a What's in My Bag video also. So today I have my Gucci backpack first. It's very convenient, it's stylish and pretty casual, so I can wear it almost anywhere. It's a great size, I can fit books in here, anything that I want to bring with me, and yeah, so I got this maybe a year ago. My mom found it for me and I'm very happy about it. It's very cute and stylish, and it's also brown, so it goes with a lot of my outfits, so I can wear it very often. So it's got this flip up opening with a zipper, So let's get to see what's inside. So I have different things inside. So I have this little notebook. I always keep some sort of writing device in my backpack purses or bags that I bring, fanny pack, whatever. So just in case we go somewhere where we have to wait somewhere or we go to a restaurant, they don't have like a kids thing, I always bring some sort of paper I can doodle or write on. And connecting to that, I have some crayons because sometimes they don't have crayons, and I have the whole rainbow of all the crayons in my backpack. So I got red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and also pink. So that's nice. And then I have this donut squishy because I like to fidget with things a lot. And I have another squishy, a deer squishy I got for Christmas. So it's very, very cute. I can squish it and it's so satisfying. And what else do I have in here? I have this bag. This is a very great bag that I put in all my bags whenever I'm going somewhere. It's basically like a toiletry bag. So I have an extra black headband, just like the one I'm wearing right now. And I have hand sanitizer. Sometimes if we need to wash our hands or wipe them up or something, I have this hand sanitizer. This one is like fresh fruit, and this one is like Los Angeles Rams hand sanitizer, you can see. And then also I have a bunch of Band-Aids because I'm always prepared for anything. So just in case someone gets a scratch or something happens to them, I have Band-Aids. So also I have chapstick. This chapstick is my favorite brand of this lip moisturizer. It's watermelon lime Slurpee flavor. It smells very good, and it also keeps your lips moisturized. So I recommend that. I got it at like 7-Eleven or something like that. And then also I have a bunch of hair ties just in case, because my hair ties usually snap very often. I have a green one, neon green. I have a black one, a pink one, and a black one with a bright pink bow, which is very cute. I got it at the American Girl All store, I think at the Grove in Los Angeles. And then also I have another lip balm, macaroon flavored lip balm. It's very, very cute. I think I might have gotten it in my stocking for Christmas. Also smells good, and it's bigger, so I can also moisturize my lips with that. And then last but not least, I have a Utterly Smooth hand cream lotion. It is very moisturizing, and just in case I get ashy, I will have lotion to moisturize. So I keep all this stuff in my cute pineapple purse. So yeah, and it also fits in this bag, which is a very convenient size. And then last but not least, I have this book that I just finished reading a couple weeks ago. It's called The Devil's Arithmetic, and it is by Jane Yolen. And basically the book is about the harsh treatments of Jews during the Holocaust. So I got to learn about like how people were treated during the Holocaust, how they were abducted from their homes, and how they had to try to escape, and now like how that affected the Jewish culture. So it was very informative, and I feel like it's really great to learn about different cultures because you'll have more context and you can have a better understanding of different people from around the world. It is a great book, not too long, and yeah, it's basically about a girl named Hannah, and she ends up traveling back in time to the time of the Holocaust, and she gets to learn about the importance of her culture and how she has to stand up against the Germans during this time. So yeah, I really enjoyed that book. I definitely recommend it. I believe I got it at maybe Barnes & Noble, but I bet you could find it on Amazon or somewhere else. It is a very great book, and yeah, I really enjoyed reading it. I sped through it because it was so interesting and fun. And yeah, you get to learn more about Jewish culture and the way they think about themselves. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you get to read this book. And now you'll probably have some insights on this book and things to keep in your bag. So thank you.